biggest thing has been the, Banana Juju situation. Yeah, oh no, not Twitter. This has been all over my timeline lately. A bunch of people have weighing in on this. Basically what is happening is that this VTuber posted this "hi, say it back" photo, and this user called Misty Blushies QRT'd it and said, so am I the only one uncomfortable with a white model rocking dreads, like awkward face, like the fact that they have it mixed with straight hair too. There's a full-on 3A braid right next to a 4C lock. I think you guys already know what's going to be my opinion on this. I think it's kind of ridiculous. The user went on to continue commenting about the topic, saying, wow, honestly, I didn't think this would gain any attention aside from my mutual. Hi everyone who's mad or just plain curious. Honestly, I was just voicing my discomfort, but I'm more than happy to explain my point of view as best as I can. Firstly, I see a lot of comments looking at my post and viewing it as an attack. I didn't mean it as one, but to be honest, I'm not apologizing for voicing my concerns either. I see a lot of people saying that it's just hair. I'm not surprised, but I'm equally disappointed. I think it's important to remember that us black people were told that our hairstyles were dirty or ugly or unprofessional for centuries. So before we were born, like before each of us were born. Scandinavian or Viking is honestly a very weak argument in my opinion. Because a lot of people were saying that, dreadlocks have also been rocked by Vikings. There's no actual concrete proof of dreadlocks specifically in their hair culture, but we have plenty of proof of dreadlocks being in ours. Personally, I feel strongly about the hair because it isn't just hair. There's culture and history behind it. Wait, what do you mean there's not concrete proof of this being in the... Hold up. I feel like I gotta look it up now. Did Vikings really have dreadlocks? We all associated dreadlocks with the Rastafarian movement. It's true that dreads do have big symbolic significance in Rastafari culture, but did you know that plenty of other cultures throughout history, including the Vikings, have worn dread and dreadlocks too? Carving and paintings from archaeological excavations depict the ancient Egyptians and the classical Greeks wearing dreadlocks. That is true. While Australian Aborigines and Hindu holy men have worn dreads for centuries and many still sport the style today. But what about people from the Nordic countries? Did Vikings have dreads? And if so, what would Viking dreadlocks have looked like? Since the Viking kept few historical records or relied on the oral tradition to pass on their culture and stories, therefore we have to look at other sources for our knowledge and description of the Viking appearance and lifestyle and to find out whether Vikings had dreadlocks. Roman writers have described some Viking as wearing long rope-like braids, while other braids, not breads. Okay, so while other accounts say that the Celts and Viking had hair like snakes. However, others have interpreted the Roman writing as meaning that the Vikings had long flowing hair, such as Chris Hemsworth's Thor in the earlier Thor film. Did Vikings have dreadlocks or braids? It's a matter of discussion. Certainly many Viking women are depicted as wearing their hair in pretty little braids, which are often worn wound around the heads or intermingled with long flowing locks. Some women are shown wearing braided hair on top of their heads and the rest left loose. The reality, however, is that the Viking women didn't have conditioner, hairstylists, or detanglers, so their hairstyle had to be practical. I mean, TBH, I'm pretty sure right now there's like a dread at the back of my head. Am I gonna be called for cultural appropriation? I'm sorry. That's just my bedhead. Long rope-like braids. I mean, just the fact that he's like, hey, there's no specific proof, but Vikings are not the only one who sported dreads. There is enough significant proof to at least acknowledge this as like being doubt, but instead she's just like, nah, it didn't exist. However, my stuff existed. Yeah, we know it existed in your culture, but it also existed in the other cultures, and that's not even the main point. The main point is that gatekeeping hairstyles is the most terminally online thing you could do. I mean, I could ask any of my black friends or any like black people IRL if they minded. The amount of girls that go to like black hair salons specifically to get those types of hairstyles, imagine if they were just turned away at the front door. Everybody, it's just an online thing, let's be real. This is just a terminally online point of view and nothing else. It has nothing to do with culture, it has nothing to do with racism. Like, get real problems. Me voicing concerns shouldn't be seen as an all-out war. Not gonna lie, a lot of stuff on her page is sus. but the original post was just an option. I'm not pushing an agenda or telling you you're stupid or wrong. I never sent hate or don't even have a huge following to do that with anyway. I've dealt with a rough relationship to my hair in real life. In this community, even something as simple as getting a commission done. Something small to you isn't a minimum to someone else. I obviously can't control what others do, but I just want others to show some empathy. Yeah, but what empathy did you show her though? To me, it sounded like a criticism and not just her voicing her concern. It wasn't an attack, but it's like, ah, look at this girl. I can't believe she's doing that. It's shitty. It's like I'm leaning over to my friend and talking shit about somebody else. Oi, you! Yeah, you! Hi! If you're not subscribed to my second channel, I don't know what you're doing with your life. So take a moment, press the like button, press the subscribe button, and hit that notification bell on. And thank you so much. I appreciate you. Now let's get back into the video. Anyways, I'm not so great at voicing myself, but to all the racists in my comments, fuck you and everyone else, chill. That's another point I want to bring up, is that these discussions sucks because every time this type of discussion happens, there's actually real racist people that will jump on this issue and take the opportunity to say awful stuff. And honestly, I do not tolerate that either. And if I see anybody in chat or in the comment section say something remotely racist, I'm legit just banning you because I don't have any patience for that shit and you're diluting the conversation. Technically but this really reminded me of this issue, like do you guys remember the Space Buns Animal Crossing controversy? So if you guys weren't on the internet when this happened, it's crazy because the most cozy, cutesy, wholesome game ever played by neat gamer girls and boys, but mostly girls, all over the internet, people found a way to get angry at it. People find ways to get angry at everything nowadays. It's just insane. And I found this article, call it an article, describing a situation. It's pretty well written. Dude, some people on Reddit really take the time to properly archive information. Props to them, because everything that's happened around this era, like the girl that posted this, she got doxxed and her account was mass reported so much that that her account was deleted off Twitter. It was privated due to mass reporting. So most of this media has been lost. On November 20, 2020, Twitter user Fifi, now deleted, posted a picture of her Animal Crossing avatar to her profile, and the picture shows her character sitting in her house with an emphasis on her new hairstyle, described by Fifi as cute Space Buns, and this name is in fact the name of the hairstyle in the game. The post quickly grew in popularity, getting tens of thousands of likes over the course of the day, but not everybody was happy with the hairstyle because a lot of the users claimed that Fifi's character did not indeed have space buns, but it was actually modeled more after Afro puffs. I mean, taking a second look at this, it's true that it looks more like Afro puffs than space buns because of the braided style, and it looks like there's a frizzy texture around the buns. Many people did not like the idea of a white character being given a hairstyle that they believe was made for people of color. I feel like people would really have a problem with this nowadays, but back in the 90s, this wasn't even an issue, man. We could just enjoy The Matrix without having people saying the twins were racist and doing cultural appropriation. I know, what a throwback, right? I thought these characters were so fucking cool, by the way. I miss the 90s, man. The fashion was cool back then, too. So anyway, people were saying that Fifi was racist and that she was doing cultural appropriation. As summarized by one commenter, stop using black hair if you're white. As a white person with curly hair, this could in fact be what a white girl bun looks like. They're both Afro puffs and buns. Games are games, not to be taken setting. They really couldn't. They are clearly textured based off black people's hairstyle. Very, very few white people could pull these off. Black people have been fighting for more representation. White people get it for free. Stop using black hair if you're white. Not willing to stop, there are a few users also attacked Fifi for using a non-standard font in her username and bio, claiming the unusual font is ableist toward dyslexic people. That's crazy. That's crazy, because of a non-standard font, then you get called ableist. A font. Okay. I'm convinced that it's some people's like I think these people must be 18 years old or less, right? Like I don't think there's actually somebody with a full developed brain that's complaining about these things. Despite the heavy criticism, Fifi was adamant that she had done nothing wrong, arguing with people who criticized her character's hairstyle and let her tweeting, "Thank you everyone who doesn't hate my Space Buns." Other fans backed her up. But basically this fueled the discussion and made people even more angry on both sides. You know, there's some white user who thought their hairstyle was perfectly reasonable, while other black users saw no problem with Fifi putting it on her character. It just turned into a mass argument. Later on, some people, you know, hoped that she would get doxxed. Ma'am, they're not Space Buns, they're Afro Puffs, and they are meant for black girls. Us white girls cannot use them, so I advise you to change them before it's too late. Too late until what happens? Till others cancel her and put her name out there. So you want others to dox her for wearing a hairstyle. She shouldn't be wearing the hairstyle if she's white. Simple as that. Why not? Is there a patent on that hairstyle or something? Answer the question. Do you think she should be doxxed? She shouldn't. They refuse to answer the question. They just reply, she shouldn't be using the Afro Puffs. Simple as that. Please answer the question and stop dodging it. Simple as that. At the end of basically towards the end of the saga, even one of her former friends turned on her and started like a mass doxing campaign against her. The account that was harassing her also ended up being reported off Twitter. However, she also lost her account. And it's funny because they say, oh, you cannot wear the hairstyle from another culture. But does that mean that when black people or black celebrities like Rihanna and Beyonce put on hair extensions or put on like to have like smooth silky hair, are they also like appropriating another hairstyle? Or is it not the same at this point because they're appropriating like a white culture hairstyle? I think criticizing both somebody like Beyonce and the VTuber here, Juju, Banana Juju, is cringe on both sides. I just don't understand this logic. There's other people wading in from, you know, all kind of the spectrum. I myself, I'm a children of immigrant. This user here, JTG Tringy, waded in on the situation, saying, gotta say this as a black guy, this model is fucking adorable. Who fucking cares about their hairstyle? Holy shit. Not us people of colors are the only one who wear dreads. Yes, it's part of our culture, but have you thought that there are people born in this environment, not our skin colors? I don't get the discourse over this design. Yeah, it's a white skin model with dreads, so? We've all seen Tarzan, a white guy with dreads, and no one made it an issue. I saw this model and immediately thought of Tarzan. It's a cute design, so what's the problem? Tarzan is British, by the way. He was dropped on the island after his parents were explorers and they like died by an animal. I don't remember how they died exactly, but yeah, technically Tarzan is white. Yeah, and some other people pointed out, they were like, wait, so they want the monkey themed VTuber to be black? Isn't that more racist? But anyhow, it seems like Banana Juju has been almost getting more notoriety from this controversy. Just a few months ago, she had only 600 followers on Twitter, and now she has over 12,000 followers. Other people that are attacking her because, let me see if I can find in the reply. Lorelai, being based as usual. It's a virtual avatar, she's not hurting anyone, and it isn't being racist. If you're uncomfortable, you need to maybe seek therapy to sort out those thoughts and stop casting the blame of your feelings on someone who doesn't even know you. And Lorelai said, muting and disabling comment because some of y'all are starting to use this post as an excuse to be actually hateful and racist against black people. Yeah, and that's the problem with these things, is that people will jump on in, you know, and use this as part of their, you know, culture war arguments, which is also cringe. And she replied, that's right. This whole thing is bananas. Thank you, Laura, for telling them off. And somebody QRT'd that or screenshot that saying, so now she's encouraging dogpiling. Oh my god, can I find that comment anymore? I swear to god, guys, I'm not capping. I saw it with my own eyes. It was probably a screenshot because these people are always hiding behind screenshots. Yeah, dude. Isn't that crazy? Now she's encouraging dogpiling. Okay. Anyway, I think people need to be more busy. Like, actually just more busy. Maybe they should take like multiple classes like me or something. And I think Lorelai brought up a good point. Stop casting the blame of your feelings on somebody who doesn't even know you. It's like, once you understand that you only have control over your own life and you are in control of your own life, it's such a game changer. Like, stop thinking that it's everybody else's fault for your problems, for your thoughts. Just, you're in control, okay? And isn't this the most dangerous thoughts to have? To believe that you're just at the whim of what everybody else thinks and what everybody else does? Then you're just a slave to other people. You're just a slave to other people's action. You're literally a plastic bag drifting through the wind, like in Katy Perry's song. I mean, you don't have control over anything.